Osama bin Laden is dead. I know I usually start with a hello, but I thought I'd leap right in this time with a bit more of a dramatic flourish, just to make sure I've got everyone's attention. Research I just made up has shown that most people decide whether or not to click away from a YouTube video within the first 0.37 seconds. So I think I've got to start coming up with something a bit snappier than just hello. I can't expect my charming British accent to keep carrying me with my American audience. And that really does only work on the Americans anyway. And some Australians. But still, I should probably be trying to cultivate a broader appeal through other means. So yeah, Osama bin Laden is dead. You're probably not hearing that for the first time from me. At least I hope I'm not breaking this to anyone. They usually let the family know first before they announce this kind of thing publicly, don't they? I apologise if you knew the guy and I'm being insensitive here. But yeah, he is dead, and some people are thrilled. Some people probably won't miss him but would have preferred to see it go another way. And some people are delighting in the fact that he's now burning in hell, revelling in the imagined sufferings of their enemy with all the compassion for which America is famous around the world. As you can possibly tell by the sarcasm, I'm not entirely on board with this particular view, which is being espoused by some of the people who apparently aren't happy with having stormed into his house and shot him in the face, and who seem to need to imagine that there is going to be lengthy and tortuous retribution before they can feel okay with the situation. I don't know if you've heard how the Christian preachers who believe in hell tend to describe it as a place, but it sounds pretty fucking horrible. The traditional image is one of invasive and uncomfortable medical procedures being performed with red-hot pokers by demons who probably don't have the necessary medical training. But even if you don't take all that literally, at best, hell has got to be a pretty miserable place. And once you go there, you are there forever. To suffer endlessly. That's a pretty extreme thing to wish on someone. That's worse than saying, I hope zombie Hitler rises from the grave to eat your children. Because that would bother you for, at worst, a few decades. And your children for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, depending on how slow an eater zombie Hitler is. We're getting off topic. The point is, hell is completely disproportionate to anything that anyone might possibly have done in their lifetime, even Osama bin Laden and zombie Hitler. So if you have to imagine that someone is going to suffer forever because of the bad things they did to you, it seems like this can only be fueled by hatred and negativity. Even if it's understandable to feel hatred towards this fundamentalist mass murderer, or a genocidal undead maniac, it's still all about increasing the overall level of suffering for the sake of supposedly making things more fair. And it's driven by a sense of vengeance and hating people and wanting them to suffer. And that's supposed to be their shtick, hating people and wanting them to suffer for the things they've done wrong. And we're supposed to be better than that. Or at least that seems to be the common narrative. Fortunately, that's all moot because hell is completely fictional. So, that's alright then. So I'm going to stop defending Osama bin Laden now against some of the bad press he's been getting lately. I didn't exactly plan for this video to go quite the way it seems to have turned out. I was going to talk about a few other things in the news as well, but I seem to have done enough for 1 week. And also I'm recording this on Saturday afternoon and I have to stop now to go and watch Doctor Who. But your question this week, because yes, I can ask you questions if I want, is should they have shot him? Was President Obama right to give that order? I didn't really talk about that here because it has complex political ramifications, and whenever things get complex and political I rarely know what I'm talking about. When it comes to people killing other people, as a general principle, I'm not really in favour. Maybe it's a bit more complicated than that here, who knows. But yeah, do you think they should have shot him? If not, what stops it being a good idea? If you think they did the right thing, what do you think about some of the criticism? Would we not have been better off taking him alive and putting him on trial? Comments go down there, I promise to ignore them all personally, and I'll see you next week.